Morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Happy Friday. We are going to have an incredible meeting this morning. Take a look at these speakers and evaluators. We're going to get this thing going on here. So to start us off with invocation and pledge, Toastmaster Rebecca Eggleton. And providing our toast of the day, Toastmaster Morris McNitt.
Hey, Mauricio, haven't heard.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. As always, it's a great pleasure to be here with everybody and to join in the knowledge and sharing of knowledge that we do here. And to have the time to grow within ourselves and to help others grow.
Here, here.
To growth.
All right, you may be seated. You may be seated. I concur with Toastmaster Morris. This is a great way to begin the day and learn, and to ensure that we have ample time for table topics and all speakers. We're going to get this show started here this morning. How about it?
Good.
So let's get it on. I'd like to introduce our Toastmaster of today is DTM. Jeff Rufinot. Jeff had an opportunity to exploit his dream scenario this week. Alex McGriff had confirmed all participants. Jeff only had to show up and MC today. Please welcome Mr. Work Smart, Not Hard himself, Toastmaster Jeff Rufinot.
Toastmasters and guests, who is ready for some fun and frivolity today? Well, let's kick things off with Mr. Frivolity himself, our grammarian DTM, Carmelo Bellardo III.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today's word of the day is frivolity. Everybody say it. Frivolity.
Frivolity.
Yes, it's the trait of being frivolous, not serious or sensible, acting like a clown or a buffoon. The root word is frivolous, which means unworthy of serious attention, inappropriate, silly, and of course. I'll be watching and listening how everyone uses the English language. And I'll be giving a report at the end of the meeting. This is Toastmaster.
Thank you. Coincidentally, I was going to introduce the back tables as clowns and buffoons, but instead I can say the three kings of frivolity. Let's hear from them right now, starting with Toastmaster Ty Patton, our tabulator.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Toastmasters and guests. My purpose this morning is to help all of us to eliminate, to eradicate the the double clutches, and everything else that stands in the way of us having great communication. And this is not a frivolous. It's not a frivolous situation. We have to be more serious about this in order to be able to communicate well with those that don't quite understand us. You're going to hear that sound when you say any type of double clutch, and I will give a report later on. Each expression will cost you a nickel. Thank you.
Next, our timer, Roy Shear.
Morning, Toastmasters, and yes, morning. This is not a frivolous job back here. I take it very seriously. I'll be looking carefully at the time. Tabletopics. The green will go on at 30 seconds, the yellow at 45, the red at 1 minute. You have a 30-second time frame to close. Speeches, green, 2 minutes, yellow, 1 minute to go. And red, finish, 30 seconds, great. Evaluation, the green at 1 minute, yellow at 1:30, red at 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Marion, have that 3 minutes. Green 1, yellow 2, red 3. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Right. Rounding out the back table, Toastmaster Jeff Hood, tell us about your dinger duties.
Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. My job this morning is the dinger. already tracked those who use the word of the day. I'll be giving a report at the end of the meeting. The fine for not using the word of the day will be 25 cents. And as we all know by now, the word of the day is
Frivolous.
quality.
Quality.
Now, as a reminder to the table topic participants, if you have not used the word of the day within 45 seconds, that will be the yellow light. When the yellow light comes on, I will politely remind you, please use the word of the day. I will also back up the odd tabulator. In the event that our Mr. Thai Toastmaster captain happens to overlook an I or an I will do my very best to back him up, and you will hear one of these. Also note that any member that is not in compliance with the dress code, there will be a fine for that, and I will let you all know after the email.
That's very good.
Toastmasters and guests, the stage is set. It's time for the main event. Today's Tabletopics master is distinguished Toastmaster Blake Smith. Today, you all are Atlanta, Georgia tour guides. And you just met your clients, a bus full of tourists from New England, and they do not speak Southern. Your job is to explain the meaning of these common Southern words or phrases and use them in a sentence to help these poor Yankees. By the way, you will score style points if you can pull off a legit Southern accent while answering. Please welcome our own Southern gentleman, Tabletopics master, DTM, Blake Smith. Morning, y'all ready? Bless your heart. Carson Schaefer.
In the movie Smokey and the Bandit, Burt Reynolds asked Sheriff Buford Chief Justice, Sheriff, do the letters F.O. mean anything to you? And that is what bless your heart means. Because you want to look at somebody and go, you can't possibly be as stupid as you look. So you say, well, bless your heart. When somebody does something incredibly stupid, like my kids come home and say, Dad, I wrecked your car, I go, well, I bless your heart. It's a lovely way of telling people something that sounds like you care, but it is the most vicious, frivolous, hateful comment ever, usually given by these little old ladies going, why, bless your heart. And if you don't know what she's telling you, you're like, well, thank you. And it's just hilarious to watch these people do. Why, bless your heart. Well, hey, thank you. No, that's not what you said.
Over yonder, Sean Tucker, Toastmaster Sean Tucker.
Well, thank you. Yonder is actually a very specific distance to whoever's using it at the time. Yonder could be over by Toastmaster Ty Patton. Yonder could be way over in the parking lot by my old Jeep. It's a very useful term in measuring distances that you don't really care about. Yonder, over yonder, we're going to meet over yonder. It's a generic Southern term for an undefined distance. That's really all I've got to say about that. Other than, I would have rather had this. I've had that told to me before. Bless your heart. And I didn't understand what it meant at first. Thank you.
Thingamajigger, Toastmaster Laura Bowman.
Well, I think I know what a thingamajigger is, which is just like, you can't find the word, so you just label it a thingamajigger, but I don't speak Southern. I'm a Northeasterner, and we are negative, harsh people. So, I mean, we're just going to come right out and say it. We don't hide behind any kind of subterfuge. So, I guess a thingamajig is anything you just can't find a name for. rough word.
Is you 30 seconds, Roy? Yeah, there we go. To clarify, I don't care where you're born. Today you are all Atlanta, Georgia tour guides. So, madder than a wet hen, Kelly Vitti.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I grew up in Florida and spent some time in North Carolina, and then I moved to Boston.
Oh, bless your
And
heart.
I remember walking into a little consignment store and saying hello to the person behind the counter. I said, hello, how are you doing? And she looked at me and she said, you're not from around here, are you? Florida said, some of those folks up north are straightforward people. And she knew from me just saying, hello, how are you, that I could not possibly be from Boston. Because in the South, we have these colorful expressions like madder than a wet hen. And that means you are so mad, you have your feathers all in a ruffle. Can you imagine taking a hen and throwing it in water? What happens when it gets out of there? Madder than a wet hen. Thank you.
For those of y'all voting, that does get style points, by the way. That was good. Well, I'll be Toastmaster Lonnie Fowler.
I'll be. No, I actually was born in the South, in Texas, not Georgia. Some people in this room that pick on me on some of the things I say. I don't know if it's a Southern thing or just a Laruism. Swimming? You want to go swimming? Sushi? Social? I remember when I was younger growing up and moving to Indiana and they thought, what the heck is wrong with this kid? You know, this weird language, like from the South. Well, I picked some food. Morning, I reckon I had it all. Just a little news from around Houston, Texas. One thing I love about the South, they know how to cook. Talking about food, still my favorite. You know what I'm talking about, Toastmaster, right?
I do. Thank you. Lonnie Fowler. Pretty as a peach, Toastmaster Gary Adams. Pretty as a peach.
Pretty as a peach. Now, Mr. Shear, I know the importance of the little thingamajigger over there, so try not to be so frivolous and pay attention and clip that one.
I'm not voting for you.
Now, pretty as a peach. Now, everybody knows when you find a nice peach, it's nice and round, it's got a little bit of yellow on it, and a little bit of red, and sometimes you might say a girl, and you'll say, you know, that girl, she's as pretty as a peach. And that means that she is one of the finest young ladies you might have ever met in your entire life. Mr. Toastmaster.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
Till the cows come home. Toastmaster Mark Wright.
I'll be honest, when you started the intro to Tabletopics, a tour bus in Atlanta, there is a mid-2000s rap video by Ludacris, Welcome to Atlanta, where the players play, which that's the first thing that kind of popped into my mind, which is funny. It's probably over the heads of a lot of you that don't listen to that type of music. But till the cows come home, it means a long time. The cows stay out grazing, eating grass all day, and it takes them a while to come home. And you're waiting for a long time until they do, until the green light comes on. You never know when that's going to happen. And it has. Happy Friday, everybody.
How many people in the room have met Ludacris?
Really?
Got you there, Bubba.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. Goodness gracious. Toastmaster Jolene Terracotta.
Jolene.
Good morning.
I mean, hey y'all. So I'm gonna tell you about the phrase goodness gracious, and that means it's kind of like, oh my goodness. So I don't even know how I got this job as a land tour guide. I really love Florida. We have all the beaches there. Actually, this past weekend, I went to Fernandina Beach, and I saw a bunch of like shrimp flags around. I'm like, what is this frivolity? But apparently, that's where shrimping started, and they actually have a shrimp festival going on this weekend. I wish I could go.
Ooh.
But over in Fernandina Beach, gotta go to Mason's. They have the best lobster rolls. I tried them for the first time this past weekend, and I was just obsessed. So. Yeah, I told you, I don't know how I got this job, my accent went away, and I think accent went away.
Good job, good job. Warn slap out. Toastmaster Kathleen Hoffheimer.
This is not a southern phrase that I have ever heard before, and I've lived in the South for a good majority of my life. So I wish I had Carson's.
Well, then we'd be war slap out.
I would say it would be likely as that of luck. Yes, I really have no, I've never heard this phrase before.
Make it up. Make it up.
Make up something.
Start with frivolity.
I mean, to me, it's a very frivolous phrase.
Use Carson's.
I'll go with something similar to Carson's, basically the FU or.
Well,
Let's not go with Carson.
okay. Right. Which, of course, she's referencing that movement out west, Free Utah. Okay.
That's why he's still.
Cattywampus. Toastmaster Kim Glainer.
Cattywampus. Is southern accent known? I don't mean to be too frivolous. When it comes to accents, I just have a New York accent. And one of the best quotes I ever heard is when New Yorkers saying to his friends, another thing I don't like about a southern accent, it makes the people sound so stupid. And that made him sound even more stupid than I. That's all I got.
Full as a tick. Toastmaster Mark Ehlers.
Bless your heart for that question. Where I came from in West Central Ohio, there were a lot of German folks there, including both my grandmothers, but my mother's mother had a phrase, and when I would do something stupid, she would say, Louis. Now I know what it means. Bless your heart.
That's
Full as a tick.
full as a tick.
Full as a tick. I love that phrase, even though I don't have an idea as to what it means. It sounds kind of cool because a tick, when they attach to your body and start that suction action, they become full quite quickly. And
That's
why you
it.
say
That's
full
it.
as a tick. And it's not a frivolous phrase.
There.
So thank you.
There we go. And if you're from Alabama, that also you can use tight as a tick, but you know, it's a Birmingham thing. Fixin' to, Toastmaster Amy White.
up north, when you're fixing to do something, it means you're getting ready to do it. And then I have to say I've been a recent Yankee because I thought, bless your heart, was that somebody really cared about me?
Oh, no.
And I guess that's just the deep empath in me that, I would take it literally or say it literally. And now I think, oh gosh, did I ever say that to a patient? They probably this is like not a good moment for me to realize things I've said that I just wasn't the best. But these Tabletopics are full of frivolity, and I'm fixing to sit down now.
There you go. There you go. She's got gumption. Toastmaster Bonnie Patterson.
I'm not really sure what that phrase means, but all those phrases that I've heard today are things that I grew up hearing because my family's from Tennessee, they're from Alabama. I've been in every state that you can think of in the South. We've been to Texas, we've been to Kentucky, and I didn't really realize that we sounded like that to other people. I had no idea that all of my friends from New York thought that that's what we sound like. And then I hear things like Florida's not really the South, so I'm a little confused. Raise your hand if you think Florida's really the South. Okay. Raise your hand if you think Florida's country. Okay, see, that's where I part ways. I feel like Florida is country, but it's not super southern. But I have a green light, so I'm out.
That's it. That's it. Leave them wanting more. Out the door. Hankering. Toastmaster Benjamin Arrudia. Southern Columbia.
Good morning, Toastmasters.
Buenos dias.
Really come from the south. Sometimes when you come from the south, you know what really some expression from the south means. This morning when I woke up, I usually have the habit of taking my pressure and my weight, something I do every day. This morning, my blood pressure was very, very, very high. That was a message that was coming here to do Toastmasters. What was the question?
Hankering.
Hankering. But to me, that means like attachment. I don't know what that means, but sounds good. Anything that I don't know about sounds so good. We have to find out. But usually some of those frivolous expressions, you learn something. For example, it is now the red light. I know that I have to sit down. All right?
To use it in a sentence, after a bit, you are hankering to see the red light come on. Hankering. I reckon, Toastmaster Angel Perez.
I reckon I have an idea what that means. Not really from the South, but
you just used it properly.
I don't know why you visit Atlanta.
That's the question.
I've been there before. Somewhat dreadful. Cold. It was cold at the moment. Not much to do. And I reckon you should find somewhere else.
Good job. Hold your horses, Toastmaster Lazar Lakadu.
Hold your horses. I know when I see it in a sentence or somebody just talked to me about, I know the context. but just to define it like this, it's a little bit too much for me. So I won't go that route. Frivolity. No, it's not that simple. I have the green light. I'm waiting for the yellow one. I'm waiting for the yellow. You see, for me, when it comes to accent, everywhere I go, I have an accent. No matter where I go, even in my own country. We had a meeting in my own country, and there's a stranger who was part of the meeting. And after the meeting, he asked me, he said, your accent. I said, but you in my home country, you asked me my accent. I was really surprised. That's what tells me that I'm a special guy. Because whenever I
Turn off the green light.
Even in Atlanta. Oh, I heard it. I didn't see it. Thank you.
Yeah. Turn off the green light. Help a brother out. He was funny as all get out. Toastmaster Brandon Moore. Yeah, it's also 7:57.
Well, thank y'all for joining my tour in my big bus here. It's a gigantic bus, and I appreciate all y'all joining me. I'm going to take you by the Peach Factory. We're going to go by the hog farm too. So everybody's ready to do that. Yeah, it was funny to break it down. I'm fixing to tell y'all something too. I've been hankering, bless y'all's hearts, about something from New England. There's a bunch of y'all from New England. What are y'all doing up there? Got some sort of something going on? You got to come down here. That's fine. I'm showing you the town, right? I want to tell you something about your IPAs.
Oh.
Let me tell you, I'm a proper Georgia man. Your IPAs are too cloudy. Y'all not have a bright tank or something in New England? You never heard of a bright tank or something called filtration? Potentially formulating yeast. Take a look about that, okay?
Did I get everyone that's not on the program? She's ducking me. Tan your hide, Toastmaster Teresa Bay. Don't tell her what it is, Bonnie.
Hey, y'all. Good morning, every day for grateful. I come here and I'm like talking about what country? Okay, I'm going straight to the fact that I don't know nothing until about country until I got here and I remember, wait, what? Opera? Oh yeah, we invented that. Oh, African, right? And then I talk about banjo, people are like, what? I'm like, yeah, banjo was invented by the West Africans. Did you guys know that? The Griots are the storytellers, and it's handmade, and they'll tell stories passed down through generations while playing it. So when I talk about banjo, especially when I go to work, I meet hundreds of people every weekend, and I talk about it. Some people are very resistant. No, it's not true. I'm like, oh, it's educational. So people are like, oh, really? Tell me more. I'm like, yes, now you get my attention. It's a great day.
When you hear you're going to get your hide tanned, it means you're fixing to get a spanking. Toastmaster Shear. Did everyone qualify? Please vote for 2 and we'll take a 2-minute break. Thank you.
Yes, sir.